Hey everybody, welcome to your blah, blah, blah. Quiet on the set. Hey everybody, no. Hey everybody, welcome to the post show with your host shows and the most shows, Johanna, and we have Willie again.
I'm back.
Some of you may not be able to tell because he looks so different with his quarantine beard. It's different.
The Rona beard's coming in strong. Anyways, Johanna, you were one of the privileged few to actually be in the room, behind the camera, moving it back and forth, hearing the sermon.
Yeah, so one of the things that really stuck out to me was when Levi was talking about, he said something along the lines of, we don't have to worry about the hard things of this life because we know that there are better things to come and a better eternal life to come. And one of the things that I was thinking about, especially in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of a really controversial election, and just the climate of our city and our country and really the world, that is a hard concept to explain to somebody who isn't a Christian. And I think that is a lot of times where there becomes a lot of division between Christians and non-Christians, because it can come off to them as to non-Christians as, wow, you don't care about anything. You're just blind faith, la-di-da-di-da, the world's going to be okay. Who cares about politics? Who cares about the pandemic? When in reality, that is not the heart of Christians, and that should not be our heart as Christians. Mm-hmm. We are called to care about the things of this world. We are just not called to depend on them for our ultimate happiness and our joy and our fulfillment. And we are called to have an eternal mindset.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I was thinking about, and I don't know the answer to this question, is how to approach that topic and how to approach the positivity and the joy that we get to have as Christians, knowing that it doesn't matter who's president. And it ultimately doesn't matter what the end result of this pandemic is, or whether there's a vaccine at the end of this month or there's not a vaccine for 2 years. But right. That we get the eternal hope of Jesus and that we will get to be in heaven with him one day. Mm-hmm. And I just was pondering that and thinking, how would I talk about that to my non-Christian friends and to people that I'm engaging in redemptive friendships? Yeah. How to encourage them with that in a way that makes sense to them if they don't personally believe that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what I think of based off what you said is something that Levi talked about briefly in this sermon. He touched on in Hebrews 12, but then spoke about many, many weeks ago, and was something that you actually talked about on the post show, I believe, and that was the concept of a spiritual bug out bag. And what would you bring with you in your spiritual bug out bag? So thinking about broaching those topics with non-believers and flipping that on its head. And so rather than trying to think about, all the things that we are, believing in as Christians and how all that sets us free, what if you think about all the things that drag us down? Mm-hmm. And, Levi talks about taking a new grip and shedding the things that are holding you back. So what if we could create a virtual chopping block and could put those things in our lives that are physically holding us back? And I know for me, one thing that was holding me back was my addiction to social media around the election, that I was checking my phone, my computer, anything with a screen and an internet connection was plugged into the election. And to free myself of that, I chopped it off. I took a new grip. I released it from my life, and that allowed me to feel so free. Have you ever jumped on a trampoline before? Mm-hmm. So when you jump on a trampoline for a while, and then you step off it, it feels like the opposite, you are so weighed down and so heavy.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. And so, Christianity is jumping back on that trampoline. Mm-hmm. So this week I challenge all of you to think about what's your trampoline and why have you forgotten it and how can you get back to it?
Yeah, I think that's great. And I'll add a challenge to that. I would challenge all of you to take a new leaf with all of your redemptive friendships or maybe non-Christian friends and figure out how to meet them where they're at and meet them with sympathy and with love to see that this is a really hard time for so many people, and add on to the fact that they don't get to have the amazing hope of Jesus. So just remember that when you're going into your relationships with coworkers and friends and family this week. And we do have a pretty cool first-time virtual event coming up on Sunday. It's called Awaken 101. So if you are watching the post-show or grabbed the sermon and you've just been attending virtually, that's really awesome. We're so happy to have you, and we would love to connect with you further. And on Sunday after the sermon goes live, so probably about 11:30, 11:45, we're going to have our Awaken 101 event on Zoom. So if you are interested in attending, please just connect with us on our Facebook page, drop something in the comments, and we will get you that link, and we'd love to share more with you about what's going on here at Awaken and what we're all about, even amidst a pandemic.
Darn right. Rona beards and all.
Have a great day, everybody.